New year, new things happening, and here at WTAJ, we value every story, whether it's in the present, future, or past, which is why we've put together a weekly segment that features some significant events that we've reported on throughout the years, on the days that they happened. On This Week in History, we review natural disasters that brought the community together, crimes and trials that sent a shockwave throughout, and political gains that propelled us into the present. Flashback to 1996. Winter weather is at its worst. A large blizzard sweeps through Pennsylvania, dumping over 2 feet of snow in a week's time. A declaration of emergency is made by the state on the 13th, with damages threatening our economy. And while we wait for national services to come assist with snow removal on our roadways, school is let out early from the weather. After just 2 in the afternoon, 3 Cambria County children get off the bus, coming home to find their mother, Beth Bodenschatz, dead, with a gunshot wound to the head. Her 4th child, age 5, witnesses the murder. Who would do such a thing? We still don't know. Fast forward to 2000, and it's one of the largest stings in Centre County history. A 26-month-long undercover investigation by Centre County's Drug Task Force and the State Bureau of Narcotics leads to over 24 arrests. On January 14th, the second wave of the sting, which involves over 100 officers, brings in 17 mid-level and street dealers. Hard times cause progress, which is the case on January 15th, 1995, when a celebration at Penn State marks the first year that Martin Luther King Day is officially recognized by the state as a paid holiday. The event involves music, guest speakers, and a recreation of the famous "I Have a Dream" speech to commemorate his legacy. And on the same day, 24 years later, another step towards justice is taken by PSU after a 5-year report of hazing incidents at the university is released to the public in lieu of the Timothy Piazza hazing death investigation. January 16th is a big day in local history in terms of standing up. In 2010, a massive earthquake in Haiti sends our nation into overdrive with rescue efforts and ways to help from home. The Allegheny County-based Bear Foundation, which helps find homes for orphans, decides to open the doors of its Blair County branch to help children orphaned by the quake. And 4 years later, Blair County-based Sheetz is put on the map by Fortune magazine when it's listed as one of the top 100 places to work in the country. Sheetz gives credit to the way it treats its employees. 2 big trials took place in Central PA during the late 90s. January 17, 1999 sees the beginning of 16-year-old Jessica Holtemeyer's trial for the brutal murder of her classmate, 15-year-old Kimberly Dotz of Clearfield. Publicity in this case causes an out-of-town jury selection, and Holtemeyer is later found guilty and charged with first-degree murder. And on January 18th, Kimberly Rico from Hollidaysburg is found guilty for giving her husband a lethal dose of poison and setting his body aflame during a Valentine's Day getaway weekend in Maryland, where she's still serving life. And to wrap up the week, a look back at 2 disasters, 2 years apart, both natural and intended. The Great Blizzard of 1996 is just the beginning of that year's bad weather. Once the snow begins to melt later in the week, water levels begin to rise. Central PA becomes the scene of severe flooding for the next few months, causing everything from deluged homes, desperate rescue efforts, and even fatalities. It was one of the most devastating fires to hit Altoona in modern times, and it wasn't started by accident. The 10th Street blaze takes out 2 homes completely and severely damages another one, leaving 22 people without shelter in the city. That's it for this week's Week in History. See you next time.